this works. Okay.
I love the fact that we're all in grey. Literally.
Okay.
Funny.
We didn't plan the grey.
Oh no! I didn't know what to say.
Hi guys, welcome back to Journey2Med. I'm Liddy.
And I'm Hazal, and today we're going to be filming a video about having a work-life balance, especially as a medical student. And we've got a special friend, Jess, with us. So do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Jessica, I'm a medical student at King's. I'm involved in a lot of societies in uni and I work as well, and yeah, we're going to be talking about how you can do loads of things at uni and also do well in your studies.
Yeah, but before we start guys, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and turn on your post notifications. We asked you guys on our Instagram page which questions you'd like us to answer in what concerns a work-life balance, and we're going to be doing it in a Q&A format and try to answer your questions as much as we can.
Okay, so the first question is, does a perfect work-life balance exist? So, what do you think?
I don't actually think a perfect work-life balance exists. I think that everybody has a balance that works for them. So in terms of a balance, you know when a balance is good and you know when it's bad, right? Like, you know if things are slipping, you know you're not getting the best grades, like you don't have any friends, like you just feel like things are going bad, you haven't got good balance going. And then when you're quite on the good side, you're managing to keep up with your studies, but you're also having the right amount of social interactions to keep you going. I think one thing with medicine is that you tend to study too much or study too little, and it's hard to get it in the middle. Yeah, because if you study too much, you just go through medicine alone, you get the degree but you have nothing else to support you, and like it was so competitive to get in, it's so competitive to then get a job. Like, oh yeah, of course you're going to be a junior doctor, like regardless, but you need to have certain things that make you stand out compared to others if you want to get the specialties.
Because we all have the degree.
Exactly. If you want to get the specialties and the locations that you really want, you have to do other things to stand out. So I think you definitely need to make a conscious effort to do stuff aside from medicine and studying, even though good grades are great.
I definitely agree with that, and I feel like just because everyone's balancing different things, it's really important to remember as well that one person's work-life balance might not necessarily be the same as yours. So it's really important to, in a sense, be very wary about things happening in your life and make your work-life balance according to that, rather than trying to be like someone else.
Exactly, like somebody who has, you know, a part-time job that they can't live without, you won't be able to do 6 or 7 societies and all of this kind of stuff, whereas someone who's like quite well supported at home, they have a lot more chance to, you know, not have a job or like do a lot more stuff. So just make sure that it's tailored to you and don't feel like you have to do everything. Like, do things that you actually like.
It's just really important to just focus on yourself, and at one point you will figure it out. Just because your one's taking longer than someone else's doesn't mean it's never going to work out.
Exactly.
Next question. Is a work-life balance necessary? Can't you just go with the flow?
Okay, so I think it kind of depends on you, but for me I would say going with the flow in my head is like not really having a structure, and for me I kind of like knowing what's going to happen and just having a vague idea rather than stressing myself out and for example going out too much and then realising, wait, I have so much work to do. So it's better for me just to like be like, okay, I'm gonna do this and then this, and have a balance rather than be like, I'm just gonna see where life takes me and then maybe I'll do work, maybe I won't, because then that will stress me out in the long run.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I guess it's a bit difficult because some people say that if you just flow through things then you won't stress, but I think there's a difference between flowing through things and not being on top of everything happening in your life and having a work-life balance. You can still flow through life while having a work-life balance. Having a work-life balance doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be on top of your schedule. The minute something doesn't work out, you become stressed. No, that's the whole point of it being a balance.
I definitely think you cannot go with the flow. For in long term, you cannot go with the flow. Like, I think it leads to clashes. It leads to disorganisation, poor prep for classes, whatever you have going on. If you go with the flow, like Hazal said, you don't have a structure. And it's going to lead to issues. So I think at least having some sort of like timetable or week by week thing, or at least you know what's going on in the next week, you know what's going on tomorrow. You can't just like, oh yeah, you know, might goes at 9 AM, but then there's a feeling.
I start feeling in the morning.
It's going to lead to mess. So.
I agree with that one.
Next question. Next question was, how do you find time to participate in extracurricular activities alongside a medical degree?
Okay, I think you should start this one off. You've got a lot going on. I don't know how you do it.
Okay, so yeah, so at the moment, so when I was in first year, I got involved with quite a few societies at my uni. I was like mental health officer for my African Caribbean Society. I did a lot of outreach work. I'm also an ambassador for my uni, so I go to schools and teach clinical skills, and then when people come into King's, I also take them on campus tours and talk to them about like uni life and how I got into medicine and things like that. I also am president of a society this year, African Caribbean Medical Association, which is for medics at King's who are from African Caribbean backgrounds, who want to look at more role models. I've run a conference. So I've done like, I'm also part of Obs and Gynae Society. Because I love obstetrics and gynecology, so yeah. How do I find time? I make time. That's like the simple answer. I make time for things that I love, and that's why I only do things that I'm passionate about, because if you feel like it's a chore, you're not gonna do it. Like, you know, oh, I have to go gym. You're not gonna enjoy it, and then you're gonna literally put it off. Ooh, I know. You're gonna put it off and you're not gonna want to do it. It's just like washing dishes, you know, I'm gonna do it. But if you actually like something, you make time to do it. So for example, with uni societies, you have to make an application to be part of the committee. With medicine being intense, it is full-time and it is intense, but it's not 24/7. So there's enough hours in the day to do other stuff.
Preach.
And I'm not gonna lie, if you really want to do something, you will make time for it. So yeah, sorry, like gym, you know, if you want to do it, just make time to do it. So
Gym will see me one day.
But and doing things that you love will definitely help with that.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like those are some really wise words. Wise
tips.
Wise words.
Wise words.
Yeah, I feel like those are some really wise words. Just because you don't want to be a student that just studies. It's so unhealthy for you, and you're gonna be burnt out so easily. Especially since I'm in first year, I'm really not trying to do that. So I think one helpful thing as well is when you're making your schedule for the week, slotting in the times in which you know you might have a society. For example, me and Hazar do netball, and we know that certain hours are preserved during the week for netball matches or for netball training, and I think small things like that are really important to implement into your weekly activities.
Yeah, and we also try like there's a thing called a teddy bear hospital where we go to hospitals and just like read to the kids in the pediatric ward, and just stuff like that. It just kind of reminds you that you're not just a student, like you're a human as well, so you can do things that you enjoy, and that doesn't mean that your degree is going to suffer. It just means that you're doing both, and in fact it might mean that you're more motivated to come back and do work anyway, so that's even better.
Exactly. And uni, there are so many things available that there will be something that interests you.
100%.
Yeah, I think medics love outreach, and it's because it took so hard to get here. It was trying to help everyone. It was hard and long to get here, so we're trying to help everyone, and it's so nice speaking to students who are actually passionate about you know, being a doctor or getting into medicine and stuff. So more like, oh, you know, there are people that look up to me. Now I want to do even better.
It's motivating.
So yeah.
How do you reduce procrastination?
Okay, well, I'll come in here with the apps because that's who I am. Okay, I'm quite good at staying on task, but one thing I won't do is like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna study for 6 hours today. That's not realistic. What you need to do is like, I'm gonna start at 10, I'm gonna finish at 12, and then I'm gonna start again, and I'm gonna finish again. Like 2 sections, 3 sections, whatever works for you, and have specific topics that you're gonna focus on. So for example, if I need to do the cardiovascular system, that's what I'm gonna do in the morning. I'm gonna try and get through all of that, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. In terms of like stopping, like losing concentration, it's about doing short bursts. Osmosis, guys, if you're a medical student, osmosis, 5 to 6 minute videos, short bursts of knowledge, quick note taking. You need to be an active studier. Like, watching videos is great, but if you're not taking notes or doing something active, it's not going to go in. Like, believe me, it's not. That's why lectures, a lot of people don't find them very good, because you're getting talked at by someone, but there's no active learning. Yeah, you're listening to someone for an hour. I mean, some people are like typing up notes and stuff, but you're so focused on typing a script of what the lecturer's saying. So I'm not saying don't go to lectures, go to them, but use something like YouTube or Osmosis to support that, and there's short bursts of videos that you're like, oh yeah, I heard that in lecture, now I'm gonna make notes. Hold. This app this app.
What's this app?
It stops you from using your phone. You literally, it's called Hold. You literally download it, sign up, whatever. You press the pause button and your phone will be locked. Okay, you accumulate points for every 20 minutes you're off your phone, and you get like £5 cinema tickets, you get like 20% off Mother's Day gifts, you know, when Mother's Day comes around, you know, I'm not paying 20% off Mother's Day gifts, you know, you get like discount codes for like your favourite websites. I'm telling you, the incentive to do that, it's worth it. It's worth it, and I accumulate so many points, and then I get to go cinema for £5. So I watched Avengers for £5, by the way, and Joker, so yeah.
So with me, I might actually use Hold now, but social media is like a big no-no for me. So I actually delete Instagram and Snapchat. I'll just delete it, because if I delete it, it's too long to download, log in, all of that. But I'm gonna use that now.
But also, phones have screen time now, which I think is really good.
Yeah.
Apple's
My
started
screen time is so bad. It's so bad.
It's a rude awakening.
In terms of not procrastinating, I guess if I just put my phone down like away from me and I don't look at it, I won't go on it. So maybe if you want to put it in a drawer under your pillow or somewhere you can't see it, that might be a bit difficult in the library, but you can even hide it under a book. I know it's really ridiculous, but maybe it's a psychological thing. If I don't see my phone, I'm good, like I won't go on it.
Must be nice.
No, outside,
Just
out of
hide
mind,
it.
yeah.
Definitely, just hide it, that's all. How do you ensure that you don't spend too long studying?
I think that is actually quite a difficult one, because especially when, for example, you have an exam coming up, I think it's really important to understand that once you feel like nothing's going in, there's no point forcing it.
Literally.
Like, if it's 10 p.m, 11 p.m, and you're like, I can't even remember the last word I read.
Yeah.
Just stop.
It's a very medical thing to say, but if your body's telling you to stop,
She's gonna go to all the signs.
it's time to stop. Like, your body will actually tell you, because I know exactly, like around 5 p.m, it's, for me, it's just like dinner time, family time, relax time. Like, that's how I've been brought up. So I actually can't study in the evenings unless I've set aside time to study in the evenings. And it's about putting yourself in that mindset. Yeah, and just I don't think there's such thing as, you know, studying too much, but there's definitely such a thing as studying too long. Like, you can't study for 12 hours. Like, I guarantee you're only taking in 50% of that content. So when your body tells you no.
But I think it's definitely like, it's hard to get to that stage where you just understand that you need to stop. Like, I don't think I'm at that stage yet, and it's something I need to work on.
Yeah.
But
it'll come with time.
You know, I know where I need to get to, but it's hard.
And there's always another day. Like,
exactly. Take it easy on yourself. And in addition to what Jess was saying, I think it's important to know yourself as a person as well. Like, for me, I know that at a certain time my brain is shut down, it's ready to just sit down and chill with my family. So I tend to be very strict to myself and not try to work beyond, for example, 8 p.m, because I know for a fact my brain is shut down. If I do anything beyond 8 p.m, that's just banter. I know it's not going in. So really know your body and try not to push yourself over your limit. If you're a morning person, work with it. In terms of not spending too long doing too much work, I don't really think you can force something like that, because you can't make a decision on how long it will take you to understand something. So I would just say give yourself enough time to understand the process, and even if you don't, maybe consider changing the method, but don't, you know, sanction or punish yourself because you spent too long trying to understand something. It happens.
Yeah, this is especially important, because imagine you cover a topic from like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m, and the next day you go to do questions and you can't answer any of them. You're gonna feel really bad, because you're gonna be like, oh, but I did this, why don't I know it? And then you're gonna start like doubting yourself. But you learned it at 1 a.m, so it didn't go in. So it's actually more efficient and effective to just know yourself and then stop and start where you need to.
Yeah,
agreed. I think this is the last question.
Last question is, how do you stay on top of the intensity that comes with medicine? Again, I'm turning to you, because we just started. We don't even know what we're doing. We're just floating.
To be honest, I don't like to. If you put yourself in the mindset that medicine's intense, like, oh, how am I gonna do it? You worry so much about medicine being intense that you don't actually tackle it head on. So for me, like, the way I stay on top of it is just don't lack. Like, make sure that you're going into things that you're supposed to be going into, and keep up to date with, number one, your peers, and number two, what you're learning. I feel like if, for example, I have placement. If I go into placement, I haven't studied, I'm 2 weeks behind. Everybody around me went to the lectures, the doctor asked them a question, they know how to answer it, and I don't. That's, you know, you're not on top of it. You need to be doing some sort of work every week. There's no such thing as a week off unless it's Christmas. Let me tell you that now, okay? You need to be staying on top of it. And also, if you do that, revision is actually okay, because you've done your work all year. Revision is actually revising, not now I must learn everything all over again. So staying on top of it all year by allocating time each week to do the work you're supposed to be doing. Do your extracurricular stuff as well, but also know what to sacrifice. I'm not going to sacrifice studying because, you know, I have to go out clubbing with the sports team. You know, if I'm behind on work, the work takes priority. And just making sure you're keeping that in mind the whole way through, and not getting too behind throughout the year. Yeah,
I definitely think that prioritizing is a thing. First of all, saying that medicine is intense is definitely a mindset thing, so maybe stop telling yourself that, because no one but yourself can stop telling yourself that. So you need to make that decision to not see it as, you know, a big challenge, but see it as something that you're going to tackle, and you'll come out of it even stronger. In terms of how to, you know, handle everything in medicine, what Jess was saying was right in terms of prioritizing. You need to be able to know what's important, what's not. Be responsible for the decisions you're making. This isn't just applicable to medical students. If you're an aspiring medic, if you're in sixth form right now, hold yourself accountable for your actions. If you're going to sacrifice something, make sure you make time to catch up and things like that. It's just, you have to make an active decision to do stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that medicine is intense, but also know what you're getting yourself into. Like, medicine has a lot of different contact hours, like for example you have PBLs and clinical skills and all of this, and hopefully it is something you're doing, something you want to do. So it shouldn't be like a chore to have to go to lectures or you know, different things. Like, even though sometimes you don't want to go, it still shouldn't be like oh, I really need to go to this but I don't want to. But yeah, it's just know that what you're getting into it's difficult, but it's not impossible.
Yeah. Remember what you said in the interview, you know, oh, it's a challenge and I want to rise to it, and like, I want to help people, and just keep that in mind, because you know what you got yourself into.
No one's saying that it's easy. You're not going to find work-life balance immediately, but you need to work towards it so that you can actually, you know,
because some progress is better than no progress. So as long as you keep working towards it, and if you feel like something's no longer working, looking into how to change it as well, one day you'll get there, and then you'll look back on yourself and you'll be like, I've come a long way.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'm sure you guys will put all the stuff in the description below. But yeah, there's lots of things to get involved with at uni. I highly recommend it. And if you're a sixth form student, even at sixth form, there's loads of things to get involved with as well. Work-life balance, you've probably already started feeling it in sixth form, but you will get the hang of it, and it will change throughout your life. Just as your life changes, your work-life balance will change. So yeah, just keep up with stuff. Good luck.
And also remember that with medicine, you're a student for 5 or 6 years, so don't burn yourself out at the start. Make sure that you find stuff you like and make time for those stuff, because otherwise you're just gonna not like your uni experience, and then you're an adult, so it just gets worse from there. So anyway, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again, Jess, for being in this video. She's given some really good advice. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down below or on Instagram. And
don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.